Hey guys, welcome to my channel once again. You're wondering who this is. Wonder no more, wonder no more. Today we are going to be educating you on something. Anyway, she will be addressing some questions I've had on my mind about something very sensitive. But then, you're welcome to my channel. If you're just watching my video for the first time, please do subscribe to my channel, okay? So with me today, I have my dearest friend. I'm actually proud to have her in my circle. Her name is Chichi Ogbonnaya. She's a sexual and gender-based violence educator.
I'm just telling them that I hope they notice how you're taking your time so
I have to pronounce it, guys. I was rehearsing this thing so that and thank God it came out nice. See, that's why it's good to practice.
Sexual and gender-based violence educator. What's
I needed to take it carefully so that they can understand.
SGBV for short.
SGBV, sexual and gender-based violence educator. So today we'll be talking about rape. I know it's not an issue to smile about, really, because anytime I hear that word, it actually infuriates me. I get angry, and especially when it happens to be children, especially now. Of course, nobody deserves to go through that kind of thing, yeah. But it saddens my heart more when it's a child involved. Like, why would you rape a child? So basically, this whole topic came from something that happened recently, yeah. Like I mentioned to you, actually, I already discussed with her. My mom told me about something that happened somewhere just last week. A 3-year-old girl was raped by a 13-year-old boy. And now I'm like, 13-year-old boy is still a minor, but this guy has committed an offense, so what should be done? Yeah. So I am going to allow Chichi Ogbonnaya tell us what can be done in this case where a 3-year-old girl was raped by a 13-year-old boy. So in this case now, how can they go about it? What can the parents do? How can the boy be punished for the crime he has committed? Since obviously I think he can't go to jail, yeah? He can't go to prison for it. So what can be done in this particular case now?
Okay. So thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
I had to introduce her myself. Sorry, I didn't allow her to say her name. I like saying the name.
So
Chichi Ogbonnaya.
My name is Chichi Ogbonnaya, and like she rightly mentioned, I'm a sexual and gender-based violence educator. So when we talk about rape, when we talk about sexual violence, is something that is very prevalent in our society. It's something that we see or hear happening every time. I know it's not new, really. It's just that I think now we have more people feeling comfortable speaking up about it. It's not like it's something that is just happening in our society. It's been there. Like I tell people that it's been there even before Jesus Christ. If you read through the Bible, the Old Testament, you will see two daughters, yes, who tried to rape their father because they felt, oh, our mother is dead, we have to keep our names, we're not married, so let's have our father impregnate us so that we can continue our genealogy or our family line or whatever you want to call it.
True.
Okay, so rape is not a new phenomenon, it's something that has been there since time immemorial. So what's rape? Rape is having forceful sexual intercourse with an individual without the person's consent. So consent is something that keeps coming up over and again when we talk about rape. And for minors can't give consent. So when we talk about consent, we're talking about two consenting adults who understand what they are getting involved in. Okay, I will not bore you so much with what's maybe during the conversation when questions come up, or if you have comments in the session, questions to them, address them. So for minors can't give consent, and sadly I work in this space. I've been in this space for several years now, and we see that minors are usually at the disadvantage. Like they are the ones who are mostly raped. We rarely get cases of adults who are being raped. We get more cases of children being raped. Like Precious mentioned the example she gave, 3-year-olds, 6 months, 2 years old, 1 year old. So what can you do when a minor has been raped? The first thing you want to do is get help, because arresting the person who has raped the minor is really secondary. I say it's secondary because you want to be sure that that person who has been raped gets immediate medical attention,
Okay.
followed by psychosocial attention as well. So a child has been raped, chances are that this person probably even has an infection. They don't go around with condoms saying, oh, today I want to rape somebody, I want to abuse someone. So you want to be sure that even if it's a minor that has abused another minor, you want to take that child to the nearest hospital or sexual assault referral centers. I know we don't have them in all the states in Nigeria, but I know that in different states, I know we have it in Abuja, we have it in Lagos, we have it in I think Abeokuta now. We
Okay.
have it in Kaduna, not yet. In Kebbi, we have it in Kebbi. So there are some states anyway that we have these sexual assault referral centers. But in states where we don't have sexual assault referral center, you can take the child to a hospital, a nearby hospital, so that you can let the doctor know this has happened. They need to check that child to be sure that if it was a penetrative abuse, you want to check the hymen, you want to check if there are no bruises and all of that. So once you have taken that child for medical treatment, then the arresting of the perpetrator comes next. And for the minor that you mentioned who abused a minor, they are both minors. I know that they have correctional homes for minors, so that is where they can send that boy to. He can't go to prison, not just yet, because he's still very young and probably didn't even understand what he has done, or he doesn't have a good understanding of what he's done. So yes, they usually send them to, I know in Lagos we have different remand homes where they send such cases to.
Okay. This particular case happened in Kaduna, but I'm not sure if they even have such. In fact, what is now making this particular case a bit difficult is the fact that the parents now of the girl, it's not like they are well to do, so they can't even afford. Okay, just like I was told, the mom was told to bring 5,000 naira to open a case at the police station, and the woman could not even afford it. So like, I don't know how can they, is it possible to get an external help? Because I don't even know, maybe they even understand now the extent to which the little girl might have been damaged. Now it's not looking like they've moved on with their lives, so maybe because there's no money to make a case, so I don't know if the boy will go scot-free or anything. I don't know if the girl, if they'll actually get appropriate help for that girl.
It's really,
Because from what I heard, the girl has moved on because she's playing. It's a small child, what does she know? So she plays, she's jumping around like nothing has happened to her. But in the long run, probably in the future, the girl will grow up knowing that okay, so something happened to her, and that's when maybe low self-esteem and whatever can come up, So what can really be done in this case where the parents cannot even afford to get help actually?
It's sad. It's really sad. In this space, one of the things that we experience is the culture of silence. People not feeling comfortable enough speaking up when there is a case of abuse, especially when the person involved is maybe a relative, or in some cases because we are in a society where people shame and blame survivors of this act. A man is beating his wife. Instead of the man being ashamed, the wife who's been beating is the one who's ashamed.
True.
They would abuse me, or people will laugh at me and all. But we encourage people to always speak up, that there's no shame. Whether it's domestic violence or sexual violence, there's really no shame, because if you don't speak up, you don't get help. Now I understand that there are cases like you have mentioned where people speak up and the help is not available. I can speak to Lagos because that is where I currently work in and also live in. I can speak to certain states that I know, okay, they have these structures in place. So for such family that they probably can't afford certain things, such as maybe the hospital bill or like the payments that they need to open a case file, for instance, in the police station. I think general hospitals, they provide services at subsidized rates, so they might want to explore that. Another thing they should look out for within their environment would be human rights outfits within that state, because I know that as much as we might not have sexual assault referral centers in different states in Nigeria, I know that we have different human rights outfits, different bodies that are there to fight for human rights. I also know that there are various NGOs as well, so they might need to do their research to find out. I also would probably be deliberate in doing the research and give you information behind the scene of this. So yes, they would need to explore general hospitals. They would need to explore human rights organizations within their states. They would also need to look out for NGOs, non-governmental organizations within their states too, that provide services to women, violence against women, or violence against women and children. I know there are various NGOs across various states in Nigeria that across states in Nigeria that may handle such things. So for the judiciary system, it's also one of the challenges that we have. It is very slow. Prosecution is slow. The system is corrupt. As much as we don't want to come out to say, but the truth is, the system is corrupt. So we still have the bad eggs. We have the good ones, but we also still have the bad eggs. So I've been raped. I mean, I think the first thing you're thinking of is how to help me, as opposed to say you want to collect a particular amount of money to open a case file for me and making it tough. Which is why a lot of people, they just want to seek help for their children who has been abused, and the case of apprehending the perpetrator is like secondary for them. But we're getting there. Organizations like where I work and various other organizations are doing their best to make sure that provide services across Nigeria to survivors of rape and women who are being domestically abused.
You guys are doing a good job. Like, I can't imagine. Okay, guys, when I told her of this case, she said something that got me. She said, so this is just one of that, imagine her having to deal with this kind of cases every day. Like, oh God. Maybe now the whole thing gets to me more because I have a daughter. Now that's the major question that has been on my mind. When I had my daughter, the first thing that came to my mind was, God, I've brought a girl into this world that, as much as I might try to protect her, there's just little I can probably do, because nobody begs to be raped, nobody plans to be raped, nobody prays to be raped. So even if you're saying it will never happen to me, are you wishing it on someone else? So I can't. All I've been thinking of was, God, what can I really do now to protect this girl as much as I can? Honestly, I have trust issues, babe. Like, I have no, really, I can't. It's crazy, but I'm actually always scared of leaving her in someone's care and say, okay, please watch my daughter, I want to quickly go and get this. I don't, anywhere I'm going to, I carry her. But it has somehow affected me now psychologically, because now I don't seem to even trust anybody. From what I know, it's family or someone that is even close to you that could rape, a lady. So I'm like, even if I say, let me keep this girl in my neighbor's place, these guys look like they are good people, or they're like a Christian home, and I'll keep my daughter there now, and I'll come back and hear story. So that's fear. In fact, there's a fear that is in me. I don't know how to overcome that fear as a mom. Really, it's confusing. But what can now be advised? Do I need help as a mom? Because it's looking like this has affected my psyche. The fact that I always listen to the news and I'm hearing rape every day. People are being raped, children are being raped. I even know of one, my cousin told me of one, that the girl was just like a year. It was a barber, that the mother was always keeping the girl at the barber shop to go to the market and get something, not knowing that this barber has been assaulting this girl, abusing her like daily, until the woman later found out. So imagine, my daughter is just a year and 8 months, and really I imagine it and I'm like, no, I think I torture myself with that kind of imagination. Like, I don't even know if I'm doing the right thing by imagining such or by thinking of such, but can I be too careful? Is there any other extra measures I can take to prevent this from happening? There's so little I can do with her around. At some point I might even have to leave her and say, okay, I need to really go do this, or I need to go somewhere and I can't go with her. So who do I leave her with? You get, so I don't know if you get what I'm.
Yeah,
I don't know if you get my
I
point.
get your point. And it's totally understandable for you to be paranoid based on maybe the things that you have heard, stories that you've heard, things you've seen maybe on social media and all of that. It's totally understandable. I think I've gone through that phase too early in my career in this space, where I got really scared that I didn't want to be left alone or go to a place. I remember one time I needed someone to come and help me fix something at home, and I just got the fear just came from nowhere, that what if this carpenter comes and now tries to abuse me. I had to call one of my colleagues that lives close to my house to come over so that she'll be here whilst the man is helping me fix what he had called him to come fix for me. Okay. So it's totally understandable, but then again, you also have to be deliberate to understand that yes, you're hearing the story, you have to learn how to separate yourself from those stories.
Okay.
Like during the conversation the day you called me to tell me about the 3-year-old, I mentioned to you that if you're feeling this way, imagine the cases that we have to hear every day. So what we've done as practitioners in the space is try as much as possible to understand that yes, this is happening, but it doesn't have to affect me, because if it affects my psyche, then I won't be able to deliver the best of services to the survivors that are even coming to report their cases. Imagine wanting to counsel with someone, the next thing you're breaking down and crying in front of the person you're supposed to be counseling. You know, yes, you feel their pain, you show the empathy, you let them know that I understand how you feel, I know this is heartbreaking for your child to have been raped. If it's an adult who has been raped and you're talking with the adult, you're letting the person, I totally understand how you feel, but you know, we walk you through your healing process and all. So as a parent, how do you protect your children? How do you be sure that, because you can't always be there are times that you might have to do
even for the male children too,
yes, because
they all get raped.
Of course, as much as we say women are the receiving end, yes, women and girls are more vulnerable, but it doesn't mean that boys are not being abused as well.
True.
There are cases of house help, female house helps that they get to abuse boys. They expose them to X-rated movies and have them maybe touch different private parts of their body. So what we usually advise is when your children or when your child gets to that age where they are beginning to speak, where you can communicate with them and they can speak up, start early to teach them parts of their bodies, right? Let them know places that are private and places that anybody can touch and it's fine. For instance, if I touch your head, everybody can see your head, it's okay, right? But there's a reason you're wearing a long dress, your thighs are covered, so no uncle should come and start rubbing your thigh as a young girl. Your breast, this is your breast, because a lot of times we censor all of these things, and I wonder why are we censoring things. We've had cases that when we're asking her to give a recount of what has happened, and she'll say, uncle touched my kipi. It can be confusing because kipi can be anything. So because as much as you also want to find out what has happened, you want to be careful so you're not penalizing somebody for something that they have not done. Now there's a difference between attempted rape and rape in itself. So you want to be sure that you're not giving the wrong judgment to someone who have done something wrong, but what you're punishing them for is contrary. Just like you're going to see a doctor, for instance, and what is wrong with the individual is maybe malaria, and all you're saying is you have a headache. The doctor will probably just give you paracetamol and tell you have a good day. So we're also trying to be careful. That's why we ask parents to teach your children. Let her know. For the girl, let her know that this is her breast. Let her know she has a vagina. No uncle is supposed to touch your breast. No uncle is supposed to touch your vagina, right? For the boys, let the boy know that this is his penis. No auntie, not people, okay? No auntie is supposed to touch your penis. It is private. So you have to let them know that it is okay. Yeah, somebody can hold you. This is your hand. Anybody can hold your hand, but you are not supposed, as long as it is covered from your neck downwards, it's covered for a reason. Nobody should fondle, and if anybody touches you, let me know. And as mothers, even fathers, it's important that you develop a relationship with your children early enough, such that they feel comfortable to speak to you when things happen. Because we're always shouting at them, we're always telling them you're stupid, you don't even know anything, you're foolish. When things happen, they don't feel comfortable coming to speak with us because they are scared. We've instilled so much fear in them that they are scared that I want to raise a child that if the child breaks a dish, the child can come and meet me and say, Mommy, I broke a dish. And all I will say is, oh, darling, okay, you made a mistake. Be careful next time. I hope you didn't hurt yourself. As opposed to, you broke it. Are you mad? Are you stupid? Do you know how much that dish is? And you begin to beat. Next time, if I break a dish as that child, I'm not going to tell you. I'll just pack it and hide it somewhere.
That's intentional parenting.
You know? So we have to be deliberate in making sure that our relationship with our children, as much as we want to bond with them, that is not an abusive one. It's such that they have the freedom, the liberty to speak to us when there is an issue. We are the first person they come to tell. When somebody is beginning to look at them a certain type of way, touch them a certain type of way, they are quick to let you know that, Mommy, I noticed that uncle is always rubbing me. Is it okay for him to always, you know? So early enough, you're getting that sign, because some of these perpetrators, they groom the children for a period of time. They groom the children by giving them biscuits, by giving them sweets, just to get that child to be comfortable around them till they eventually do what they want to do. So start early to let your children know they are beautiful. Start early to give your children gifts, so that when somebody gives them biscuits, it's not something big to them, you know. Just make sure that you start early in building their esteem and making sure that you give them the liberty to speak to you freely. So when there is an issue, they are comfortable enough to come and speak to you about it.
Okay, so guys, I know the issue of rape is not something that can be discussed at one sitting.
It's not possible.
It's a very wide topic that if you want to cover everything, it's going to take like the whole day. But I just needed to address this concern because I've been having my own worries about it since I have a daughter. But I'm glad I've been educated, and I'm sure you have been educated too by our educator. Hey, I busted rhymes. Okay, guys. But so before I go, there's something I want to say. Now, what do you think about the idea of, because this is something I've sold to my husband, and I think it's just right. The idea of children calling people that are not related to them uncles, aunties. For example, I train my daughter to call you Miss Chichi instead of auntie, because the real sense of the word auntie, uncle is supposed to be my mom's sister, or my mom's brother is my uncle or is my auntie. But by the time maybe the children grow up knowing, okay, everybody's my uncle, so they feel close to them, and then maybe that's why they might feel okay or relaxed when they're with social person. But I was thinking of the idea that my daughter should grow up knowing maybe our neighbor now. Let's say this is Mr. Patrick, this is Miss this is Mrs. This, not mommy, not uncle, not auntie, unless your family, your close people that are close to your parents. Yeah. So what do you think about the idea? Do you think it's something that can work or that can help in this case of children being assaulted?
Well, like I say, I'm not a parent yet, but one thing I've observed or that I know,
Okay.
and I say is my stance when it comes to parenting, is that I don't think there's one size fits all for parenting.
True,
I don't know.
sure.
You have to understand where you are, the environment. For instance, in Africa, we feel comfortable beating our children. You can't try it in other parts of the world. That child is going to call 911 and they'll get you arrested, right? So in that kind of environment, you have to look for a style of discipline that you can adopt, such that you're not being abusive in quotes to that child, that they'll pick up the phone to call 911 on you, right? Okay, so I also believe you can't always give them frog jumpers, because after a while I go like, hey, let me do what I'm after. It's frog jump that is now like an exercise. So I believe variety is the spice of life. There's no one size fits all when it comes to parenting style.
Okay.
But you just have to observe, okay, the child you're raising, because even when you have two kids, you can't adopt the same style for the two kids. You have to observe their personality and know, okay, how do I raise my boy child and how do I raise my girl child? But the most important thing is that for both gender, you're instilling the right moral values. You're letting the boy child know that you can sweep the house, you can cook. It is not a role for just the girl child.
Yeah,
okay. So with the aspect of letting the child know, oh, this is blood relative and this is somebody. Yes, I believe it's something that is good to adopt. To let your child know, oh, this is Uncle Benga. Or this is Mr. Benga. This is your father's brother. This is Uncle somebody. And no, yes, it's absolutely a good style to adopt. It doesn't really change anything, but for me, I believe it's a good style to adopt. Then another thing I need to mention to parents that will be watching this is, at some point, if you have a male child, understand that as a woman, you don't dress naked in front of that boy.
I saw something as
don't
regards
do it.
this. True.
Don't dress naked in front of that boy, because they are seeing your breast, they are seeing your vajayjay, and the next thing the boy goes to
you
school.
said vajayjay is vagina, please. Let's call it.
And the boy goes to school and he calls Sade to the toilet and begins to tell Sade to take off her gown. He wants to check if Sade has the same size of breast that his mom. The boy is doing it innocently most times, right? He doesn't know. He's just curious, because children, they don't learn by you telling them do this. They learn by what you do. It is not with children. It's not do what I say. It is do as I do.
Yeah,
so if you want your child to learn a particular thing, you have to do that thing. You have to model it, and that child will observe and pick that attitude or that character trait or habit from you. So parents, our mothers, please, your nakedness, your daddy has paid already. So in the other room, you can show him all the breast that you want to show him, do all anything you want to show him. But please, in front of your son, cover up. Your son will not pay your blind price.
Okay, so you guys have heard. Hope you've heard the mommies and daddies. So when I have my son, by God's grace, whenever I have him, I will not show him Bobby. Sorry, I will show him breast. Okay, so on a lighter note, before we round off, a big thank you to my darling friend. Thank you for agreeing to do this with me. Audrey is saying thank you. So on a lighter note, about teaching children body parts. So I've already taught my daughter at a year and 2 months. Yeah, that's 14 months. A year and 2 months already knew vagina. If I tell her to touch your vagina, she will touch it, she will show me. And then she knows breast and all that. So we went to see Momsi. And I'm like, close your vagina, close your vagina. My brother now said, no, that word is too big for that child. And I'm like, Mommy, that's the mistake people made with us. Please, I'm correcting it with my child. she will call all the body parts, breast, vagina, buttocks. She will call it well, not see my toto or see my kokoro, whatever it is, weird names. But I like the idea. Please teach your children their body parts so that when someone tries to play funny with them, they will be able to communicate properly. Okay, so on that note, thank you for watching my video. Thanks to my friend. You should please a round of applause. Audrey is clapping. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe again. Thank you for watching. We are out of here. Let's be there, please.